Hello, hello. This is Helen here, and I am going to join Szara in with us. She's going to be here in a moment. You know how this goes. There we go. 1 second. She will be with us momentarily. There she is. Okay. There. Szara.
Hi.
And there you are. Oh, look at the sunshine behind you.
Yes, it's a beautiful
and some
day.
blue water. You know what? It's a beautiful day here too. We have sunshine, really sparkly out. Awesome. Hi, Szara.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Yes. Awesome. So just before we actually launched this Facebook Live, we were just having a conversation. We were originally planning to talk about something totally different today.
Indeed.
And it's so perfect because what actually showed up is, and I'm sure lots of other moms here or parents or dads or grandparents are really actually most human beings might notice that sometimes life goes a little awry. We have certain task lists, we have certain things to get done, and we can be racing and chasing after them, and not even racing and chasing. We could just have this whole like to do focus, like we're just focused, and here we go, we're getting after this, we're getting it cleared off, and a wrench can be thrown into the plan, and then what happens? And then what happens for you when that happens? And so I don't know, Helen, what you want to share about where you're at. We're in the thick of it.
Yes. Really am. It's so awesome. Like it's and I'll just tell you, it's great to have someone like Szara in my corner who really hears me, right? But so today, last night I didn't sleep like soundly. Oh, so you're sort of breaking up, so I don't know what's going on. Anywho, so what happened, I'm just going to be really brief. What happened is I didn't sleep very much because I actually had a list of things to do today, and I'm really committed to those things. I really want them to be in the world, and some of them are things about other people, and it's not just for me. And so it was really interesting. Things kept getting in the way, right? I don't know. We had a dog that was visiting for a night, so we suddenly had somebody at the door. So instead of being on a phone call with Szara, I had to go and answer the door. And so my day has been, every time I think I've got something sorted, the next thing pops up, like, things that I'm trying to print out are missing whole sections and I have to phone someone. So it's just been a day like that. And what I really noticed is I start to get really driven about trying to get somewhere and get something done. And then I am so not present to who's in my life, and what other people are bringing. I mean, I've had cups of tea delivered to me all day today, but I don't think I'm even really present to that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really aware of like the generosity and the love and support that's there, right? Because I'm really driven to get something done. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's like such a common experience for parents, I know for myself, having 5 kids of, varying needs. And it's like, I have a certain task list for my day. I set my day up powerfully. It's like, okay, all the best intentions, right? All that saying, all the best intentions. And I create it powerfully and I create the space for it. And then, my youngest might call and he really needs something and he needs some attention. And then just as that gets complete, that actually kind of happened here yesterday. Like one person just kind of got settled or got their needs met, and just one was, and I was about to go back and like go to what I was doing. Another one was like, it was something really urgent and important. He really needed my attention. And so the intention goes there. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I actually have a call that I was going to go on. And oh, then somebody else calls. And next thing you know, it's like, what was I doing? Because there was something important in
Yeah.
the background that I know I needed to get done that, I gave a commitment to. And like, I like to honor my commitments. Like when I say
Mm-hmm.
something's going to happen, or I say that this, I want to be, I'm committed that people know me as reliable.
Yes.
And I
Oh,
really
well done.
want
Yeah.
to honor other people and be reliable to what I said.
Mm.
And, but it's interesting because there's this like fine line in like standing in what your commitment is
Mm.
and then being gotten and had by your commitment, like where my
Yeah.
commitment holds me. And
Yeah.
and that's a space where, wow, things can really go awry, because that's when that like feeling of drivenness, or like move
Yeah.
out of my way, get out of my way. And like I noticed like even the snappiness that can come up, like,
Mm-hmm.
just like an example yesterday between like attending to what Reed needed and then Xander, it was
Mm-hmm.
like seriously, like seriously.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not committed that they're with that. Like again, all the grace of humanity. I'm a human being and a real person. Pinch me, it really does hurt, and I do feel things, and I'm allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want my kids left with knowing that I am there when those needs are there, and they're
Yeah.
not a burden. I just really don't want them
Yes.
to ever feel like a burden.
Yeah.
And when I get snappy like that, or driven, or like sidetracked, I'm pretty sure I leave them with their burden. And I think that's, I think a lot of parents and kids have had that experience.
Mm. Yeah, I actually had that experience with one of my kids the other night, where they were really worried about their dog's nails being clipped. And like I was like I was really taken aback, um, at the level of like upset around it, right? And it is like it's easy to like make that, oh, are you kind of kidding me? Or come on, in the big scale of things, right? That's really, you know what I mean? Like that we're not
Yeah.
actually there with our kids and what they're dealing with. You still
Yeah.
there, Szara? You kind of
I'm
gone
still
all
here. Can you
silent.
hear me? I'm still here.
Oh, I love this. This is so hilarious with this video thing.
I want to well, eventually come back on making crazy faces.
Well, I do that without even the video freezing, so we're okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I didn't know I was back on. There you go. And I guess what it's so interesting, it's that I read this article, and it's something that actually really speaks to me. And
Mm-hmm.
there's like so much. There's a whole course that could be offered here, and it's like
Yes.
the striving for perfection. Like we really strive to be
Yeah.
perfect. We really strive to have that list. We really strive to have that all completed, because then we have the feeling of like then we're complete, the being perfect in that way. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's so interesting because like that there's such a cost.
Mm.
There's such a cost to that.
Hands
And
down.
we can get really sucked into that striving for that. And like
Mm-hmm.
what would happen if half of my list didn't get done today? What would happen if none of thing on my list got done today? Like really, like what would happen? Like the sky would not fall. The day would go on.
Yeah. I
And
no, sorry, when you say that, I did a course. Sorry, I have a cup of tea that's I'm moving around. That's what I'm keep turning my head about. I started doing this course, and what they were saying is we are so driven about trying to get everything done, right? And the
mm,
whole truth of it is that we will never get everything done. And if we look back, we also have never got everything done. Even really important things we've never got done. And you know what?
yeah,
The world did not end. And we're all still alive. I don't know. My kids are still eating, food. They're still
yeah,
doing their thing. I still love my husband. Do you know what I mean? Even though
yeah,
really important things didn't get done. And I
yeah,
think it's such an interesting place to stand, because we're so driven to get things done. And I actually think that that's where half our experience comes from. It's not actually in the doing, it's in this experience of having to get this thing done,
mm,
whatever it is.
yeah. Yeah. And so I guess my invitation, and this is something I hear for myself to take on, it's like, you know, um, taking actions from our commitment are definitely
Mm-hmm.
important for things to happen and move in the world, or for us to like have the experiences we're after.
Mm-hmm.
And to like have that like looking, and am I coming from my commitment, or am
Mm-hmm.
I like being had by my commitment?
Yes.
And like
So I'm just going to say
am
that
I
because
just being
Szara is
driven
like
by the
gone all
doing?
weird and metallic. So what you're saying was, are we looking from the commitment and acting from there, or are we being had by our commitment? You know, that our commitment actually has us and drives
Yeah.
us. Yeah. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's brilliant because that really
And
is the difference maker. Yeah. You were going to say
yeah.
something.
And like that invitation. Yeah, well, just that invitation of like, you know, l let it go. You know, like that whole invitation of like our time really is now, and
Mm.
that list, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like it'll be there tomorrow. And I guess grant ourselves as moms and parents and dads that grace
Hmm.
when we need it.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly it, right? Not, yeah, like to actually take a breath and actually look, right? Because I also contend that the more I'm driven to get something done, the more work it takes, right? Versus, hey, this is what there is to get done, and I'll do what I can. And I'm also really committed to get stuff done, right? But not to be driven by it, but to have space around it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you know
Yeah.
what the other thing is I hear is when I make a list like that, I'm not actually giving any space for things to go wrong either, by the way. Do you know what I mean? And so there's
Mm-hmm.
not even a cushion, right?
Hmm.
And how about we actually give what we're doing a cushion and ourselves a cushion, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So here's like those realistic expectations, right? Like that, like really, really, what would, and that actually too, like what would really honor me that day? Like what would
Yeah.
honor me to,
Oh,
like what
yeah.
would honor me? Like, okay, maybe getting two things on that list done would honor me.
Hmm.
And sitting up with my feet on the couch and hugging a kid
Yeah.
would honor me.
Yeah.
And drinking a green shake
Ooh.
would honor me. And like just looking
Yeah.
for that space.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, today on the hunt, I have like a magnifying glass looking for that space.
Brilliant. Me too. Me too. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Aloha.